Ooh. We're 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 gonna turn that down and get my computer functioning normally. Once the game starts running, it gets laggy as all hell. But the game is running smoothly. I see the character's arms bobbing about at a nice crisp 90 whatever frames it's going at. Hello and welcome to another frustrating episode of the Super Bunny Hop Super Poverty Hunt streams. Um, oh gosh. My smartphone's running out of batteries. I just saw that there's voicemails that I need to be catching up on. I'm late beginning and I apologize for that because I go. I also need to Wait, I could probably just make my webcam feel bigger to cover the button up so that you really know when I'm pressing the button. Then I could also mute desktop audio for a while. So no one will really know when I'm pressing. Actually, the screen's still going to flash junk on it when I press the ready game button on it. I'm trying to use some special techniques to avoid getting stream sniped by the thousands upon thousands of adoring fans who are following me, one of which might be a troublemaker or two, who knows. It was not a problem last time, which means that I should probably not be thinking about whatever numbers I'm pulling in terms of numbers big enough to actually worry about it. But I would like to enjoy myself. I've had a busy day. I still got some things to catch up on. And I ran behind schedule because I wanted to make a nice, delicious hamburger meal. Oh, we can barely see the hamburger peeking through the darkness. When all hope is lost, just think about how in the pitch black darkness, the one and only thing you can see is a hamburger and your friend George, and use that imagery really to cling on to hope in these dark times. George with a hamburger is going to get us through this. There we go. We're gonna fade back in. We're going to finally play Hunt Showdown now. Do people still leave voicemails? It's don't worry about it. It's it's a long story and they've got valid reasons. Do 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 do. Okay, so before I begin, I wanted to say that it is with some disturbing emotions that I think I recalled a long dormant memory the other day. I think I remembered that the first anime movie I ever watched in my life was Fist of the North Star. Throughout most of my life, I thought it was Dragon Ball Z airing on Toonami. But I for some reason like 3 nights ago, I was thinking about Fist of the North Star, and I remembered that no, about a year before Dragon Ball started airing on Toonami, oh, Dragon Ball Z, I gotta clarify. Um, my cousin had lent me a VHS tape of Fist of the North Star, and I was way too young to be watching Fist of the North Star. I don't know what she was thinking. She was a teenager, and I was like a tiny little babby boy, but I guess she thought, he's a boy. They love beating each other up and making their heads explode with secret martial arts techniques that make the body's fluid regulation system work against itself and explode into gory messes. Um, but But I don't exactly remember liking it. I remember all the blood and guts really scaring me when I was a kid. But the after like I had a VHS tape in my possession for some reason, with parental approval, no less. I remember watching it with my dad, and and there were multiple rewatches involved that eventually got me the courage to look at it and understand what I was seeing and not be shocked and scared anymore, and actually kind of roll my eyes at it. But what I also remembered is that I think I actually said out loud to my dad When I was a tiny boy child, less than 10 years old, I think I remember watching Fist of the North Star when I was like 7 or 8 or something. Way too young to be watching it, but the only reason they thought I would enjoy it, I guess, is because I was old enough to know that cartoons aren't real, and I was also a boy who liked violence and roughhousing and stuff. And I remember telling my dad or asking my dad as an 8-year-old child or whatever age I was. Why is it basically just the David and Goliath story over and over again for the whole movie? David and Goliath. David and Goliath was my primary point of reference at that age. I had been given a VHS tape of Fist of the North Star with silly English voice acting, and my initial point of reference was David and Goliath, because the whole movie is like a huge, big, muscly man looking at a little or a normal-sized muscly man, and they stare each other down for a good long while, and the big muscly man will probably make some boasts about how powerful and cool he is and how wimpy the hero is, and then the hero will like throw a little stone at some spot on the big guy's head, and it'll make the guy blow up in a pile of blood and guts. And that's every fight scene. In fact, I think that's the entire franchise. I got on Wikipedia and looked it up, and there's this complicated Fist of the North Star universe that has 40 or 50 years worth of entreatments to be going through. And what I saw was an early 90s VHS OVA. But it might have been recycled from an 80s anime TV show series. But anyways, that's that was my first impressions. I was so young I didn't know it was anime. I didn't know there was anything different about it. I just remember them telling me it was a cartoon, but not like the other cartoons because it's for grown-ups. And the parents were rolling their eyes and saying, "Oh yeah, really, grown-ups. It's really for teenagers." And I guess thought it was no big deal for someone who'd be a teenager in a few years. Those memories came back to me while I was watching it. I dug up a rip of the Fist of the North Star 90s VHS OVA. And it triggered an onslaught of dormant, buried memories. One of which is that it might have actually come first for Dragon Ball. And that memory didn't stick with me for a very, very long time because I was so young that I was not even distinguishing between normal cartoons and anime. Weird Japanese anime cartoons for nerds. We all remember our first anime. Yeah, well, it turns out, speak for yourself, I forgot my first anime for like 23 years. This is that kind of phenomenon where like a kid might be surprised that the cartoon that they're watching is even anime because they're too young to know the difference or care about the difference. And even as an adult, it's still a pretty arbitrary distinction, and I'm not ready to begin Bunny Hop Debate Club with an argument over whether or not Code Lyoko counts as anime. Or rather, should I say anime? Pokemon was a drug for my age group. Yes, me too. This was before, though. I'm gonna be mostly assuming that everyone here is probably younger than me. This is probably a very bad idea. What am I doing? That was a good idea. I did the right thing. Oh, are you kidding me? You're gonna try to climb the ladder? The shotgun was unloaded. Okay, I guess I'll try to revive and stab when I have a moment. No, I don't. The shotgun I picked up was unloaded. Um, the enemy I was fighting did one of the least predictable things I could have predicted, which is climb the really super obvious ladder right up to me and open themselves up to getting shotgunned. And they probably would have gotten shotgunned if they ran out of ammo. Um, I watched Toonami and didn't even know that was anime. When Dragon Ball Z came on Toonami, I was able to tell there was something different about that one. I don't think the family had to specifically spell it out to me. When it came to the Fist of the North Star, I think the family was trying to spell it out for me, and I was too young to care. Oh, I'm sorry, Enzo Chocobo. There's no 1911 in Hunt Showdown 1896. Alright, I'm going to take a bite of this hamburger that took me 2.5 goddamn hours to put together. Or something. I was also doing kitchen chores at the same time. Have you heard they are adding Solid Snake to Rainbow Six Siege? Yes! My parents made me watch Terminator 1 and 3 and then named me after the protagonist male. Wait, what? But not Terminator 2, the most kid-friendly entry point of the whole series? Oh. Mmm. Mmm. Oh. Oh my god. There we go. The desktop audio wasn't even on that whole time. Oh my god. Okay, so that was so good. You ever have like a long busy day and one of the reasons it's so busy is that you're making a fancy meal that takes longer than expected? And then by the time you finally get around to eating it, oh god, it's so fucking good. I made this aioli sauce of mayonnaise, sriracha, and soy sauce. I made bachelor sauce, and oh, I steamed the buns in the beef grease of the pan that I cooked the patty in. Oh my god. Hmm. You think Terminator 2 ruined Terminator, huh? I could. I won't fight that. It's just kind of weird to say that, like, the second installment of a big franchise is the one that ruined it, and not the one that, like, ended up defining it as history would go. But it is a very different vibe, and I would say an inferior vibe. Both are great movies, and I don't think the impact of Terminator 2 can be understated at all. But if I was stranded on a desert island, I'd pick the first one over the second one. I feel like the first one's aged better. It has remained more unique. But if they had remade the first one over and over again for 30 years, or however long the Terminator's been around, then I don't think it would be unique anymore, because then there would be 30 years worth of them. So they kind of just like... Uh-oh. Do the dogs get... Yes, they do. We have unique pings now. So they kind of did what they did with Aliens and made the Terminators a commodity instead of a giant malicious monster entity. And unlike Alien, though, they made it PG-13 and more kid-friendly. In the 90s, all the boys my age thought Terminator was the coolest... Oh, hey, crows. Thought Terminator was the coolest shit, and they were way too young to be watching Terminator. But that was silly, stupid of me to say. Terminator 2 was coming on TV on, like, TNT. With, little to no need to to censor it because it was a PG-13 movie to begin with, which meant that the children had access. Terminator 1 occasionally came on, but it wasn't as popular for cable TV reruns as Terminator 2. For some reason, Terminator 2 was the definitive one for the cultural impact that it had on a generation of kids who played Terminator video games and Terminator pinball machines, and Aliens video games and Aliens pinball machines while being too young to watch the original source material. RoboCop 2. There was this whole, and Ghostbusters. It was the cartoons, I bet. There was this whole cinematic universe of movies, of spin-off, of merchandise products for children, for gory action movies that were not for children. And this was a market that existed from, 85 to 98. I was the only boy on my block who, didn't have a RoboCop action figure in my toy box. None of us even knew what RoboCop was. No one even knew. They knew that RoboCop was a robot cop, but they did not know about the satirical movie franchise by Paul Verhoeven. Peter Verhoeven? I don't know if I'm getting the name right, but we knew the concept of RoboCop was not a very difficult or complicated one for a child to understand. But the artistry of RoboCop, the art and business and culture of RoboCop is something that was not for us. Total Recall is my favorite of his. Yeah, but no one had Total Recall action figures in their toy box when they were too young to know what Total Recall was. Although, everyone did post that reaction. Hang on, let me chew. Everyone did post that reaction gif of Arnold Schwarzenegger freaking out at the end of Total Recall. I feel like internet people throughout the decades have gone through trends of posting various RoboCop gifs. Not RoboCop, Total Recall gifs, without knowing it was from Total Recall. See, whereas the other 80s action movie franchises have merchandise potential, I keep saying RoboCop. Total Recall, I think it's the Total RoboCop call, was ahead of its time by loading up on the gifable moments. They weren't caring about action figures. They were caring about things people didn't even know they needed to care about for another 40 years. Oh yeah, that's because it's by an actual author. It's an actual book. They did not write the book for the movie. I'll keep that rotjaw in mind, but my first order of business is going to be patrolling through the tree line to the extraction point. There's a team already there. I should be able to hear them before I see them if I play cards right and take a minute to listen at some point. Yeah, someone's there. Someone's there. Okay. So extraction's covered, but my cover might have just by that accident I just had. Safe down here. Jesus Louises! I don't know about you guys, but throwing knives have been failing me comically lately. Okay, so that was Bounty Carrier who just fired on him. They're gonna go body. I hope means sprinting over this ridgeline. Nope, they're gonna stay in the house. Downed guy's buddy is returning fire. I need to be. Extraction team is probably the one most likely. I just took a loss. I think we gotta split up bounty carrier fighting on bounty carrier. Okay, that's another team coming. 5 Lightfoot. I get caught in the crossfire. Just heard a donation message, but I'm too locked in at the moment. That thought. Woo! Okay, what do we get? My bad. That was for... Oh crap, I just accidentally pressed the tab button. Okay, wait, no, that's fine. That means that I was talking to the team, not the world. What is my voice chat button in Showdown? Oh god, I'm not focusing on what I'm focusing. That. I think that's a drilling. Running to extraction. I think I'm slow to catch him. Oh. Under ping. Did he make that move? At the farther of the two bounties. Okay, there is a donation message I need to... Yep, we got another team after me. There was a donation message I need to track of. I'm gonna try to extract out of here stealthily. Get bad ideas. I go... Yeah, let's take the long route. I feel like the water's loud, though. Footsteps? Reacting. I'm kind of full. Okay, I gotta use the grenades. Maybe I should actually hide out side of the water. Perfect. Woo. 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 Hell yeah. Whew. Let's loot bodies, see what the other bounty's doing. They're on their own. I don't think I got a double bounty. Back this. If I heal, I should heal. Hey, Rotjaw. Forgot about Rotjaw. It wouldn't be a George Hunt Showdown stream if I'm not running into my own traps. Whew! Okay, there was a donation message I need to catch up on, but I'm still kind of locked into this and can't look away for a while. Where were those bodies I serpented from? Here we go. Alright, let's try to do this in a sniper-proof way. That's 75 meter, that's house is right on the line of, and I cannot see snipers. I might be looking at, ah! You guys got long ammo? I mean long. Ugh, they don't have normal long ammo. It's all this weird custom designer stuff. Rotjaw. I'm gonna loot bodies and chase Rotjaw. I'm also gonna go shopping at the circus. We do need to go shopping at the circus. I hope I didn't just see that dot on the map. Okay, now it looks like they don't want to extract. It looks like they might actually want to come fight me. Oh, that's Rotjaw. Yeah. I'm all flustered. All right, where's circus? We're gonna go. We're gonna go to keep the Twitch streamers entertained. It would be very nice to extract with 2 bounties, but it would be more nice for me to take another bite of this delicious meal. Oh no, they spectated me. How spooky. You know what they're not gonna spectate though? Are these bad boys. I'll just drop them on the way. I wonder if you see the timer when you're spectating someone who's extracting. Okay, donation message. What was that donation message? With $5 from Token Flip Guy. I think what's going on in the world would make Fizzant, would Kojima, some of the anti-authoritarian stuff he had with MGS 1 through 3, even a bit of horror. I know he got to do some more enlightening stuff with Death Stranding 1 2. Maybe even OD would be a bit more of a dour. What's the question though? All right, now I get to read the Twitch chat and catch up with what I couldn't see from all the stress I was enduring. Ron Cinephile, you never heard me say Jesus Louises before? Oh my god, I can't wait to eat this bite. Oh my. Oh. Mmm. Mmm. It's so good because the bun was fried in the same greasy pan as the beef. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I take any deaths that round? I don't think I died. Well, that was a damn good round to start us off with. The only thing I regret doing differently, now that I'm looking at the menu, is not chasing after that second Rockjaw bounty. Or hell, even hunkering down and fortifying to prepare for that Rotjaw bounty. Oh, I got these challenges I'm not paying attention to. Interact with Fortune Teller. Deal damage using 1865 carbine. Okay, that's easy peasy enough. Alright, so yeah. Did I miss anything interesting on chat? Let's see. I don't remember RoboCop 2. I don't remember what happened. I do remember that the villain was a child, and that makes RoboCop's mission a little more complicated. When I was in the 6th grade, we went on a field trip to Washington, D.C. on a school trip, on a bus trip. And in the hotel room, I was sharing a hotel room with like 2 other boys, and we all watched Terminator 2 on TNT like it was some kind of ritualistic tradition. So, the thing I remember most, though, is that all the other 2 boys in this room of 3 boys in 1999? Yeah, 99. Had 2 of the 3 boys had already seen Terminator 2 in some way. I don't know how these guys saw it. Like, not only is it a movie for kids a little older than them, that was also a few years past its prime. But the effect was still there. Like there was a reverency being shown to the screen. They gave it the thumbs up at the end when Arnold Schwarzenegger thumbs up his way into the molten lava. And then they had an argument about whether or not it would actually look like that if you dunked someone in molten lava. Terminator 2 was on TV a lot more than Terminator 1. It was really weird because, like, you do kinda need to know the backstory a bit. Oh my god, do I have the Fool in the Chariot card? Oh, I'm gonna be a huge bastard for this match if I live long enough. Oops. Accidentally stepped on a branch I knew about because I spotted it in Darkseid a few seconds earlier. No! I was so far from those dogs! Ugh, at least the throwing knife did not screw me with any RNG. I feel real bad about dogs barking at. I wonder if it'll be quieter if I punch him in here. No, I don't want to go back for the... I want to get to the bounty. I want to get to the bounty. Fast as possible, but as quietly as needed. So that I can be in a... So that I can be in a good position to ambush whoever screamed at me. Who even was that? Yeah! Okay, so a couple hives screamed at me one compound away. That's not that bad, right? That's not that bad, right? I won't get sniped on my way in here, right? By someone who heard me make mistakes. I was thinking about Terminator too hard. I was thinking about Terminator too hard to not get screamed at by hive ladies. There is another bounty. There is a Heidi bush. That's... I'm not feeling great. The match has been active for 6 minutes. Those dogs can attack me. I don't see anyone, but that doesn't mean anything. Does not mean anything. Okay. Okay, actually, right now I'm feeling let me get to the other side of the... hide outside the red icon ring. Do I need to go shopping at their circus? I do not. I'm so tempted to sprint, but I shouldn't. If there actually are snipers in the bushes, get them to peek at me. Nope, this doesn't get them. I almost feel like I saw someone else crossing the river. I don't think I did. I think it was an optical illusion. Playing tricks on just the wind. That icon fight. I don't need it. Okay, I'm not. The poltergeist? I do not. Kitty bush? Ah, fuck! I'm in icon. No, stop auto running! Okay. The auto run in this game is a helpful feature, but I wish it was bound to literally anything else. Because when I'm making fine-tuned movements that require a double tap of the W key, I get fucked. Get Stitch Fix or get fucked. Is there a better Heidi book? I don't know if I want to be right next. Okay. Okay. I think I'm safe. My mobile phone's freaking out, though. I can't read Twitch chat in the corner of my eye, but maybe that will actually be better. I only have 2% battery on that mobile phone. Let me double check what my voice chat keys are. Because I might be accidentally voice chatting to other players when alt-tabbing in. Equipment, combat. Oh no, it is alt. So maybe I should be using the Windows key to tab out instead of alt tab. Oh hey, I see that G-Free man 42. I missed that, but thanks for the sub. We got a lot of good nostalgic memories for Terminator Pinball in here. Okay, that was 6 shots from like middle of the map. Hell, maybe even same opposite corner of the map. At 34:30, so 33:30, I'll start going in and trapping the place and working on the boss. Are these alert traps? I think I know a few barrels. Could use them here. The lanterns inside will be useful. The shotgun inside will be useful. Chariot, card. God, do I want to use it on myself? The extraction's right there. The Chariot and the Fool are very fun cards to play together when you have a silent sniper rifle and you're playing against trios. But I see that's not really what I'm doing here. So, what's the time at? 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I think everyone else is somewhere else, and anyone here is probably also a solo who I might be able to actually beat in a fight. Alright. I have poltergeist. I do not have poltergeist. See if I can close these windows from the outside. Prevent Granot throws. He will not actually be trapping. Barrels. I don't want to spend much time out there. How do I get those back? Are they gone? They're like just out of reach. I can almost feel how stupid my character feels. I'm truly having a shared experience with the character. Alright, we'll go down and try and get him. No! Can I, like, put a box down and give myself a boost? How did that swipe of mine miss? I need to be putting traps down during this fight. And I hate that this thing is going to trigger a lot of them, I bet. Unless I do it right and pay attention to where the clones are coming and what I'm doing. Next time he spawns, I want to throw a lantern at him. I'm going to close this. What am I doing? Muscle memory. There we go. We got players coming into the north. I just heard their horse. I should not be doing this without a full health meter. Still kind of far, I think. Yeah, they'll be coming in from the north, but at the same time, there's also another fight going on around the other bounty. If I actually do want to be as stealthy as possible and give all other players on the server the least amount of audio information about my presence as possible, I need to banish this boss at the very same moment the other team banishes their boss, because then they might miss me and the menu splashes all over the screen. I'm telling you guys, this game's brilliant. You can be stealthy in so many ways. So the decision is whether or not to prepare for these players or to prepare to maintain stealth during the banishment rituals, and I'm picking number 2 right now. I am choosing to get these banishments timed at the exact same moment than I am in trapping up northern face angles.
I'm gonna finish chewing before I start saying my thoughts.
Okay, I just realized that I could have some fun playing Chariot and Fool by staying put and defending, playing Chariot and pretending like it's someone else who played it. The other players might leave for a different extraction point, and after sitting pretty for 5 minutes, I'll just play Chariot again and leave right here. I wonder if playing Chariot would contribute to the other player hurrying up with their own banishment. Hurrying up with their own banishment. Clock at 27:15. Whoever came here from the north. Hey! Whoever came here from the north might not even be after my bounty at all. I heard a horse trigger, and we're right at a borderline here where 75 meters north of me is a different bounty. Unless that horse was from prison. I think it sounded like it was from Windy Run, which would technically mean a different bounty might have triggered that horse, which is why no one came in to rush and kick my ass. So, there might not have been much PvP to be preparing for after all, with me making the decision to wait here instead. Twisted Operator, are you still playing Kriegspiel? Not Kriegspiel proper, but I am looking forward to trying out some Kriegspiel computer games. There's someone I've been following who's making a recreation of the Reiswitzian system. I was looking for something like that while making my video. And I think technically started a few months before I was working on the video, but it's simply called Kriegspiel, I think. It might be Kriegspiel : a subtitle, but they did name it Kriegspiel. And it's kind of looks like Total War, but with a lower budget, where you zoom out and see Kriegspiel chips, but then you zoom in, you see lines of men ranked up firing their muskets with janky animation. Oh my god, Token, you've been playing Yotai in black and white? How long should I be giving them here? I wonder if they're waiting on me. I wonder if they're at Windy Run, they activated a horse. They're sitting there either waiting for people to show up or for someone to trigger the banishment. If I trigger the banishment and start walking towards Windy Run, they will hear me coming. If I circle around, go to prison first, then come into Windy Run from Arden Parish, maybe not, but it's gonna take me like 3 to 5 minutes to make that journey quietly. Do I have Greyhound? Do not. Fresh Hunter. Twisted Operator asks, is George excited for the new RE? Not really. I don't know anything about it. I'm sure I'll have fun when I eventually play it a few years afterwards, but I'll do that when it's cheap and I got nothing better to play. Whoa! I called it! I correctly interpreted what was going on. They're still fucking with their horses over there. Alright, now... Oh, I lost a chunk. I gotta go to the circus and then come back. Do I have time for that? No. But I really feel like I have no choice. I completely forgot. If you have the chariot card, it takes away a health chunk. One of my favorite new features that they added, it's pretty subtle, is checking your lantern light level more conveniently. In earlier versions of Hunt Showdown, you had to turn it off and on. Okay. So locking the extractions. Shit. Someone's here. I want to be fighting them with my shotgun, but I don't have the health for it. I cannot be doing PvP with only 2 of my 3 chunks active. Hell, I can barely even comfortably walk across this field with 2 out of 3 health chunks active. They go inside. Oh, the devil, now's the time. Let me get out of here. Back the way I came. Alright, we're going to circus. So... 20... And when the clock is striking 15:10, I can play Chariot again. Take another health chunk, and whether or not I get my restoration at the circus before or after that is another decision to out on the way. So, playing the Chariot card, though, at least, like, it'll force them to make tough decisions. They won't be able to quickly extract easily. And hopefully that'll mean luring them into a shotgun-friendly fighting environment. They'll have to cross the map. I'll have opportunities to do it. Oh, fuck me. In, prison. Someone was listening to me? Okay, if they fucking just go take their bounty back from the butcher, I am assuming that that team, that was butcher team, that they camped out, heard me sneak out, and then they snuck in when I was gone and like serpented it up. Ah, looks like they're heading to pick up the butcher bounty. I have no stealth either. Can't believe I did this thing and lost a health chunk. Is there a health restore in here? Times there is. Maybe there isn't. Stamina shot would have been helpful. Okay, so I gotta meet them in prison or at the forest between the extraction and prison, or hide in the water line past the extraction and pick them off with the uppercut while they're waiting and lure them to a shotgun range, not fight. The key is ultimately going to be luring them into a close-range interior area while I have full health and all the equipment I would need on me for the fight. We're about to pick up Butcher. There it is. 17, 16, 15. In 2 minutes and 10 seconds, I can play Chariot again, keep them moving, maybe lure them back into a close-range gunfight with the Chariot play. Ooh, this might be useful. The health restoration is really why I'm here. Let's not get distracted. There we go. First, get down there. They can probably get there in 2 minutes. No? Not sprinting right to it. Only a minute and a half before I can play Chariot again. They're waiting on. Oh right, saddlebags. No saddlebags. Well, I'm gonna be waiting in prison. See what they decide to do. They're probably gonna run through prison. Take the edge. They would have to waste scans. Even though they got both bounties, they're both maxed out at 5 scans each. Once I get 10 scans, they got 10 together, but haven't heard any fighting in prison. I'm very confident about moving through here right now with only 14 minutes left. That means I can play Chariot. later. Damn. Damn. And as soon as that happened, I hear a gunshot. Alright, now is this one of those things? How much overthinking do I need to be doing about the timing of that? Badoom, badoom. Another one. Their movement. Like, they're going to edge of map? Oh, they're having a fight? Reptilian. Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin. I am out of scan range for both of them. God damn! I'm so tired of how oversensitive the AI has become. Now, there's a chance this team might not know about me if they haven't been hearing these AIs scream at me. I'm right at the edge of their scan range. I have good cover. I really hope the bullet is, like, actually gonna penetrate. Almost looks like they're close. I don't want them to know I'm actually playing shotgun. I want them to think it's safe to get in close. You know what? This is fine too. This is good cover to have, actually. Oh, I just saw their movement. Never peek the same spot twice, kids. Don't want to make any metal noises. Hopefully this guy will come naively around a corner, not knowing that I'm near stairs. Well, now I'm tempted to move. Nope! Nope! Neither of which were planned, but I still feel pretty good about holding the corner with a shotgun. Why have I not been using my scans? I feel like I don't need them. Fuck! Can't hit. Shit. Guess who has a chariot card up his sleeve, though? I can give these guys a chase the whole way there. Oh, I gotta pop it before the timer hits 5 minutes, though. Damn, I don't want to fight them with the uppercut, I want to fight them with the shotgun. Oh! Oh! Yo! What? Spitzer? Was that a headshot or what? Oh, man. Is it all ogre now? Yeah, it's all ogre. Oh, what a shitty way to end all that. So, how did I die from that?
Oh, because of the fucking health chunk! That's why!
Ugh! So, playing the chariot card takes away a health chunk. And when you have a health chunk taken away, you die instantly from getting shot in the chest with long ammo. So, I completely forgot. I always forget. Both times I played the chariot card, I forgot that it takes a chunk. Ugh. Okay, what's next? I don't know if I want to pull out... Yeah, we're pulling the Obdamont bastard out now. I'm gonna go run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. This is fun. Hey George, how hunted is the Showdown? It's pretty hunted, user is. I had one good round, one bad round. Third time's the charm. 9:48. I got time. God. I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid for how that ended. Are you concerned that Trump raiding the Fulton County electoral records will expose you for writing in Homer and Iroquois Pliskin as candidates? No, I am not concerned at all about my voting records and what they could have on me. It's more about other possibilities of building various databases of voter information and then crossing that over with, like, who are on the front lines of protests. Yeah, this isn't... It isn't about finding out who voted for who, it's about finding out how to manufacture terrorism charges. Enthusiastic protesters. Oh my gosh, I still have half a hamburger. And a pile of French fry gunk. Maybe 4 bites of salad left. Are there dogs? There are no dogs. There's zombies. I wasted those fucking chariot cards. God, I feel like such an idiot. Takes away a health chunk. Can't peek people very confidently. You can't rush very confidently if you're missing a health chunk. You die in 1 shot instead of 2. Have 50% less shots to take. So, even though I had 2 health chunks, I still could have played that well because they were dying multiple times. They were, starting to take some kind of toll from nature itself that I was wearing down against them just by playing the card and then doing nothing. They were getting killed from AIs. So if I just hang back and rushed at them, feinted a rush, and kept them moving against those, what is it? They were pinned between water devils and grunts by the sound of things, and I tried to throw a grenade at them. He took a blind, I don't know how blind his shot was. He took a shot at the sparks and the noise of the grenade. It could have hit me in like my thigh and still killed me at the level my health was in. Having 3 big health chunks is the objectively superior choice when choosing your character's health chunks. But what just happened might have been the one and only situation you're losing a small health chunk. Might have been a life-saving strategic decision, but maybe not, because if you do get hit in the upper chest, 149 health points on your person, you die. The Sparks and the Mosin, I think both of them hit for 149 chest. That's like very specifically chosen to use them as weapons to pick people up, or to pick up kills after hunters take a bit of damage. If you're stalking someone and they fall off a ledge that's too high and stub their toe on the bottom, take a very small amount, if fall damage. Then you pop them with the long range and they die. Or someone gets slapped by a zombie and then you pop them with the long range and they die. This is not very stealthy anymore, it looks like. You know where boss is, though. Not a great crossing to make. Speedy, but it is very visible. A lot of sun rays hitting my character right now. Wah! Oh, I heard a fight. Crows, but can't tell which direction. There was a fight at compound. I should probably stop sprinting. Also take my time to show themselves. Or at compound. Another two are around here. I like that. There! Okay. That's fine. I think I gotta stay concealed from both angles. Yeah. Dockworks in this big corn maze. Oops. The way of both angles. What am I rocking? I'm rocking the Avtamont, so once again, very similar play to last match. I want to lure players into. Okay. It's a good weapon to fight trios with. I'm gonna see what chat says and enjoy another bite.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of horrible things that came out today about Trump. I've been catching up. I should wait to talk.
But what's the lowdown on that? I was reading through some updates on the new chunk of Epstein documents that got released. There were like rumors that Bill Gates got an STD from one of Epstein's masseuses. Oh, what's going on here? But all right, here we go. But Bill Gates getting an STD from one of Epstein's masseuses doesn't really sound that important to me. I don't care. But stuff about Trump himself. I saw that his name was mentioned several hundred times out of the 1 million or so new documents that came out. I'm kind of a little worried about that math, actually. I would have expected there to be more, but I don't remember the update I was reading really clarifying what he was mentioned for. Okay, that drone is not a good noise for a sneaky solo like me. Whoa! I accidentally stepped on the cornstalk and it jiggled. I hope no one saw that cornstalk jiggle. I felt really good about my cover before I jiggled it, though. Oops! I keep accidentally tapping. Oops! I accidentally middle clicked to regain focus on the window instead of quieter method. Okay, alt tabbing is no good because alt is now the push to talk to everyone button. Should I shoot it? Can't tell if it sees me or not. I really wish that Hunt Showdown would be like Metal Gear Solid and play a fun song to let you know that you've been spotted by enemies or not. I never realized before how much the audio is in the like alert phase stuff is cueing you into enemy behaviors you can't see. In Hunt Showdown, you got to use your intuition and judge for yourself, and I'm making a very risky judge. I don't know if I'm making that decision with a lot of confidence about that drone. I do not think that drone has spotted me. but I don't know for sure. There's no music playing. There's no artwork splashing over the screen. I also just accidentally chatted to them again. I need to quit alt-tabbing. I need to change the button, actually. Let me just change the button. Alt. T is gonna stay team chat, but Alt. Alt definitely needs to change. Push to talk for everyone. Maybe Y? Hold that thought. Worried about this drone. Okay, now I'm worried it's looking at me. Fucking drone. Fucking thing sucks. What? 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 What happened at the end of that all of a sudden? Okay, well they're having a fight. That's good. I feel like I was robbed of a clean getaway though. Some kind of argument's happening over T's. We're having a fight between whether or not T2 or T3 are better. I don't remember Terminator 3 having near... Oh, for fuck's sake, are you actually kidding me? I don't remember Terminator 3 having nearly the same cultural impact, though. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger was getting ready to be governor, and no one really... Everyone wanted to take him more seriously. They didn't do as big a marketing push. I'm getting fucked up, man. Oh. I'm taking fire. I'm pinned down. Snipers on one side and normal happy hunters on the other. Oh, that was a risky crossing. I'm playing this too dangerous. And also the netcode just shat itself during the most intense 3 seconds of the match so far, where I really needed it to not shit itself. Also, I'm low on ammo. Be relying on the uppercut as much as I've been trying to. Anyway, I've missed every shot I've taken with this gun tonight. Netcode! I'm rubber banding now. Trying to sneak around these AIs. They're not making it. Oh my god, I'm rubber banding. And those numbers. Was a good way to get my Necro back. Okay, this will be a little interesting. The circus bounty's closing in on us. I am successfully, actually, bump into someone. I am successfully sneaking behind them, but I'm also seeing the netcode rubber band me, and I'm trying to turn on auto run without sprinting. God, I cannot feel good about what's happening. Alright, maybe I can escape through pure positioning instead of precision. Oh, come on! What happened just then? Did my finger slip? I don't think so! Is Hunt Showdown okay tonight? Okay, I got to enjoy one kill. That'll be my one Hunt Showdown kill for the day. Because I gotta get out of here. Because I don't want to fight fancy PvP fights with the netcode doing what it's doing here. And I need to rotate counterclockwise around a good chunk of map to be able to safely extract. Another team out there in the distance. I think they're chasing after me, but infighting while they're doing it. I could use the dogs to my advantage if I take the time to very slowly and carefully maneuver around them, keep them from aggroing on me. And my character is moving through invisible sludge because of this netcode. Right. Okay, I hope that means that two bounties have connected and are fighting each other now. All the time in the... I'm sprinting, but my character is stuck in place and moving backwards and getting pulled backwards. Ooh, pledge marks are only 1 out of 6. It's not worth going shopping at the circus. I'm just going to try to extract out of here with bad netcode as best I can. What a shitty match. Got cornered by a drone. Missed all my shots at the drone. The drone might not have even really seen me, and I still was unloading at it anyway. And then when I get away and change positions after the drone uncovered me, the netcode started crapping out. I stumbled upon a player who I did unload with many rounds of machine gun ammo into, and it didn't matter because the netcode was freaking out at the same time, and that got me killed. But if I make it out of here, that technically counts as a victory. It's just kind of a partial one. Yeah, sure. I really, really had fun shooting a guy in the back with a machine gun who didn't see me coming. What a, what an accomplishment. George Bush would be proud. I, I do not feel like that was an honorable contest, though. Tom Clancy and George Bush are not famous for honor in their tactics, right? Ammo's an issue. I don't think I'm gonna need it for the rest of the match. No solos nearby. All the teams currently occupied. Combat happened at Fork River Fixtury earlier, but was I involved with that? No. I think I just remember thinking at the beginning of that. Yeah. Correction site. I'm holding a lot of these thoughts right now. This netcode's making walking in a straight line tricky. Oh, excuse me. Can I go to the circus? Maybe I can get some pledge marks from the strength contest. The game didn't know whether or not I was auto-moving. I am auto-moving. But you can see the scenery scrolling past the screen is not coming at a smooth pace. I am auto-running. And the netcode is having a hard time managing even that. Come on, netcode. Register the slap. I should just extract. I really shouldn't be risking this, should I? That did not give me a benchmark. I really should extract, but I want to tap that toolbox first. Oh no, now I'm frozen in place. If it kicks me out of the server before I can make it to the extraction, that's gonna really put a damper on my night, even though I had such a good meal. I still have some French fry gunk. So, I can check up on chat while the game's doing this garbage. Question about the game. Do you still get XP for killing enemies / extracting even if you don't get the bounty? Yes, Classic Gamer 101, you do. You can farm AI if you want. You can sneak around the backside of behind the lines of all the fighting of the PvP and shoot people in the back who are more interested in the bounty than they are in you. There is a legitimate tactical advantage to gain from not picking up the bounty. Because when you do pick up the bounty, it makes you kind of a hunter magnet. Like it was a while ago, but when I was sneaking around the back of the barn and I shot a guy in the back with a machine gun, you might have noticed that the players were kind of really freaking out and the fighting was kind of gravitating towards me, even though I wasn't really participating in it. That kind of just happens when you pick up the bounty. The flow of the match makes its way towards you. You can hide in a cardboard box, in a pile of cardboard boxes, where the enemies will never in a million years pick out the one cardboard box that hides specifically you. But so long as you have a bounty inside that cardboard box alongside with you in your pocketbook, there will be enemies who will swarm around it searching for you for however much time they're given in the match. And that's the stealth game dynamics play into that question. If you get XP for killing enemy... Wait, what? No. Okay, we're gonna fortify at Ash Creek. I hate this. I have shitty netcode. I do have a close range weapon. I might be able to get there first more by virtue of them having more water in the way than by geographic distance. I do have scans. Don't worry about those crows. Let's just load up on ammo at the basement. There's an ammo cache in the basement of this compound. I know exactly where to go. They'll give me enough to fight fair. Maybe they'll extract instead of fighting me. They're kind of going to the extraction. Do they know I have an Ovto? A lot of times players won't fight you if they know that you have a Crowning King or an Optomat. It's so laggy, oh my god. This will be useful. Oh, extra toolbox. This is... I hate the thought of having a fight like this, oh my god! Oh, they're going to circus. Wait, does that mean I can sneak away and extract without having to fight anyone? Or should I hunker down and play defensively? God, look at this rubber banding. I try to sneak the extraction. I don't hear them sprinting. I don't want to get pinned down on this side of the shore though, but I also just really don't want to actually fight. I shot someone in the back with a machine gun while I was sneaking around without a bounty on me. I do not have that same kind of confidence with the bounty. I don't think they're coming for me. Hope it's lagging for them as bad as... Shit. I think they are getting closer. Yeah, they're coming. Oh, okay, thank God. That timer was fucked. That timer was not in sync with the numbers it was showing on the screen. Oh. I feel like George has a grudge against RE. You made videos of the remakes. I don't have a grudge against RE, I just... Wait, what? I don't even know what I'm responding to. Where did that comment come from? I understand hating boulder punching. Okay. This is what the BattleBit devs are dealing with. Games are way more about sound than anyone wants to think about. Sound feels as immediate as visuals. You hit a dude in the foot with a knife, instant kill. Yeah, Classic Gamer 101. Killing mobs gives you anything. Did the burger turn out well after 2 hours? It turned out amazing, actually. One of the best ever. Boom. 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 1754. 1754. 1212. So, who did I kill that match? Besides the guy I machine gunned in the back when he wasn't looking. Because there's the guy on couch who got killed at 1754, and I think that might be Machine Gun Backman. But the Monoth, who downed me at 1212. Oh, that's a down, not a kill. You last mission statistics. Yeah, only one kill. I only remember one kill. That was stressful. I need to give him back his necro. Okay. Now, I kind of want to hang back and play a quiet, silent sniper rifle bastard. But that is under the assumption that the netcode is not going to fuck me up. Neither should the push to talk all. Why? Okay, I gotta remember that. Why? Why for yak? Yak is a synonym for talk. That's how I can remember it. We're gonna play against trios. We're gonna use a silent sniper rifle. We probably will not extract a bounty, but we probably will have a lot of fun on our way there, and that's what matters more. Oh my gosh, I'm catching up with Twitch chat from a whole match ago. Wow, there were some actual viewers who were actually kind of sort of feeling the suspense. Psychotropic pineapples as the coaching here. Might be able to get in close when they get in on the extract, then cut them off with the card. Oh, they died to water devils. Far back, nice. So the disappointment was being reacted to in real time. Love a realization with food in one's mouth. Mosin is 136. Oh my gosh, Psychotropic Pineapples is like really plugged in here. The subsonic ammo is also what I'm going to be using for PvE. Depending on how things go this round, we might see the revelation that in Hunt Showdown, when you get killed by someone who you think has been camping in a bush the whole time, waiting for that one opportunity to kill you. And the reality really is that the campy sniper guy was probably sprinting all around the map, trying their darndest to be quiet about it, so that the people their kill would not know better. It's a lot of work sometimes to zip around the map quickly and quietly enough to get those shots in, and people aren't expecting it. You also got to pay attention to the soundscape and make a little log in your head of what you're predicting is going on. Hey, spiders here. Okay, we're going to hide in the bushes on the shoreline. We're not going to sprint. Icon white. We're going to hide in the bushes on the shoreline. Right around the corner. Stay inside the walls. Some of our moves. Oh, I have Poltergeist now. Oh yeah, I'm playing a hunter who's all leveled up. It'll be nice. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can screw around with people from over here. Should be out of range. Yep, I'm out of icon range. Someone goes into the spider, I'll hear them behind me. Someone's on my right flank, I think I'll hear them. Oh, see the chains? The chains were moving! Ha 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 ha! Oh, this is good! Oh, I love this game. Okay, that's a really, really long way away, but if he climbs the ladder, I could get him. Whoa, a gunshot! Okay, they're using a silenced weapon with flaming ammo. Maybe I could time up a shot of my own with a shot of theirs. Make some noise on that barrel. Should I be trying harder to snipe these guys? I think I should. I hear them coming. No! Am I lagging? What the hell am I bumping into? I hear them breathing. That means they hear me. My whole ploy. You know. Very exposed. Backside. My shadow even is kind of exposed. Oh, that's not a silenced rifle at all. I'm such an idiot. I am such an idiot. That was not a silent sniper rifle, and it wasn't even a headshot. It was actually a clean miss. God. I'm so disappointed in myself tonight. Alright, let's see what Twitch chat says. Might be a while before George answers this, but hypothetically, if someone would ask you if you'd be up for being interviewed, would you do it? Yeah, I've done it a few times. What kind of interview are we talking about, though? Because that's really the real question. Like, I wouldn't want to be interviewed for the, like, Joe Rogan podcast or something. Okay, so basically the new Trumpo Epstein stuff is an anonymous tip line that the FBI couldn't get follow-up contact. Department of Justice claimed the tips were placed before 2020, so their veracity is questionable. That doesn't sound like it explains something. New Trump Epstein stuff is an anonymous tip line that the FBI couldn't get follow-up contact. Not quite sure I understand. Chromatic aberration. Where are you seeing chromatic aberration? The chromatic aberration, it's such a subtle effect, and I'm pretty darn sure this game doesn't have it, that you might be making it up, my friend. Ron Cinephile, what is this chromatic aberration you're talking about in Hunt Showdown? Nice lag, bro. Holy packet lost. They used voodoo magic on the Wi-Fi. Epstein was banned from Xbox Live in 2013? What? Oh my god, was it for, like, grooming shit? Epstein was banned from Xbox Live in 2013. I want to Google this. This sounds fascinating. My curiosity cannot stay. Cannot stay quiet. Okay, so this broke like 6 hours ago. Xboxera.com. Oh, hey. I bet whoever kicked my ass just rolled up in there and fought the boss for me. I need to stay hidden, George. Alright, I'm using a loud sniper rifle. I'm playing against trios. I also forgot I was playing against trios. I still assumed duo logic, where like if you get a headshot at the beginning of a fight, you're a pretty cool dude. But if you're playing against trios and you get a headshot at the beginning of the fight, you are not guaranteed much of anything. You still need to keep zipping around, confusing them all. There's two guys. So I spotted one guy in the distance and assumed that there were two guys, when really spotting one guy in the distance when you're playing as trios means that you spotted three guys. Ugh. I led them right to the boss. I died. I wasted my shot too early. I shot my shot too early. I need to farm up some experience points. I need to go to the circus. I need to get my serpent back. You know, we're just gonna extract and trade in a different trait to get Necromancer back, not Serpent. Okay, we also need to read the latest news on XboxEra.com, your number one source for updates on the latest and greatest breaking revelations from the Epstein documents being released today. A month behind schedule. So, like, the other thing I want to point out that's kind of sad is that, like, some of the juiciest, worst, most horrific details from these things we've gotten so far have still pretty much been rumors. There's something about an infanticide. About Trump and Epstein throwing a baby off of a yacht in Lake Michigan. I don't think we have very solid evidence on that. I think that's a rumor. I think there was also another rumor involving purported child side, where it was the royals involved. It was Prince Harry or some accomplice. There was another case that unfortunately did not directly implement Donald Trump, and also unfortunately didn't have actual solid evidence behind it. Is there something this time that's not just a rumor? Like, if we actually find out that Donald Trump is a baby murderer on top of everything else, is there actual evidence now, or is it still just hearsay? Someone mentioned an anonymous FBI tip line, and you know that's going to be full of garbage to a certain portion. But anyways, let me get OBS capturing a window of this news. This Firefox update. Jeffrey Epstein was banned on Xbox Live. Of all the sentences you expect to wake up and say on a day, this is definitely not one of them. As part of today's Epstein Files release, it turns out that Jeffrey Epstein was permanently banned. Harassment, threats, and /or... Oh no! Was he a shit talker? Was he a shit talking gamer who talked too much shit? Harassment, threats, and or abuse. Okay, that might not be grooming girls. That might be like... What if Jeffrey Epstein said the N-word? Did Jeffrey Epstein get banned for for saying slurs and being a whiny little shit-talking piss baby? Let me get my hunter loaded up. So we're gonna play as the same guy. I'm just gonna remember what I'm doing next time and change the sniper rifle out for a silenced version. High velocity and subsonic, and we want him to get his serpent back. But we're gonna have to sacrifice Pitcher and Dauntless. Why do I keep saying Serpent when I mean Necromancer? Anyways, as part of a massive release of documents about the Jeffrey Epstein case, it appears that an account tied to the late convicted child trafficker was banned from Xbox Live in December 2013. You can find the document here and share it below. 19th December. Oh, right before Christmas, too. Not limited to griefing, extortion, or manipulation. Stalking. Wow. It's the latest in a day full of incredible revelations. Right, I keep reading that. Incredible revelations, but it seems kind of a stretch. There certainly has... If they are making a claim like that, then certainly there has to be more than just Jeffrey Epstein getting banned from Xbox Live in 2013. It's the latest in a day full of incredible revelations from this document lease. From the President of the United States, Donald Trump, being accused of holding auctions where he would... What? Oh, what? Okay, we just heard me, like, go through the emotional roller coaster in real time of them setting up a tease, of me wondering if it really is some meat to the tease, and then them delivering. Okay. Donald Trump is being accused of holding auctions where he would sell off teenage girls after molesting them to the world's richest man, Elon Musk, who appeared to be in a back-and-forth conversation about visiting Epstein Island via emails. This new information has been coming quickly. Of course, legally, these are all allegations and accusations, that the email above does appear to be an authentic one sent to an email operated by the Epstein estate on Xbox Live. We now know the why. An agreement between Microsoft and the New York Attorney General for all registered sex offenders to be banned. Okay, so it wasn't because he was a shit-talking whiny piss baby, and it wasn't because he was trying to groom underage gamer girls on Xbox Live. It was because he was a registered sex offender, and apparently those aren't allowed on Xbox Live. Permanently suspended based on the New York... Who sent this? E-stop. Message to impacted. Sincerely from Xbox Live. Risk to children. Holy shit. That is awesome. But hang on a tick. What is this? Auction? Auction. Okay, that should be a fairly innocuous enough word. You know what? I'll read about the Donald Trump sexual molestation victim auctions later. Unfortunately, I'm now going to have to think about that while eating the last few bites of salad and trying to enjoy a round of Hunt Showdown. Oh, hey, classic gamer. You said that you didn't know they had automatic weapons in 1890s. Yeah, Hunt Showdown's a fascinating trope. They did exist. There were machine guns before World War I. World War I is not actually when a lot of this terrifying weapons technology was invented. It turns out that it's really just when, like, the great powers started using it on themselves and not the colonies. There's some absolutely horrific stories you can read about machine guns and automatics and barbed wire and gases being deployed in colonial wars where the body counts are just maddening to read about. And when they made their appearance on the stage of Western colonial powers in the 1910s, it came as a great shock. But there were a couple decades before then. I think that's also another thing to point out is that we're only 20 years or so before. There's not that much time for technology to radically change and reinvent themselves. So the Avtomat is one of the liberties this game takes. It does take creative liberties, but I think the Bornheim and the Dolch are real. What would you say? If it's one shot per trigger full, then that's a semi-automatic. But compared to the revolvers, it feels like a revelation, pun intended. There are semi-automatic handguns, and they're shit. The game counterbalances how fast you can shoot them with how weak the bullet is. The Avtomat is supposed to look like an early prototype for a fully automatic machine gun, a light machine gun that you can carry around. And visually, it looks like it's held together by duct tape, and it's kind of falling apart as you use it. You can only fire like 5 bursts. It's very, very easy to fire too much and eat through ammo. The ammo replenishes slowly. It's very loud. It's very disorienting to shoot. A lot of what Hunt Showdown prioritizes it grinds against in the counterbalance of getting you one very, very easy kill if you manage to control your recoil on it against a hunter who's not suspecting you when you take your bursts. It's balanced in a very interesting way. The semi-automatic handguns, though, the stuff that would turn into M1911 likes, are they're there, and they do seem to function with some degree of impressive terror or power with how much faster they fire than all the other guns. But the bullets coming out of them are weak and pissy, and it feels like video game logic magic. With the Avtomat, though, the bullets coming out of it are huge and scary and can kill hunters in one burst, sometimes even in one hit. Spraying an Avtomat in the general direction of hunters works. Spraying a semi-automatic handgun in the direction of hunters usually does not work. Not quite enough to do blind fire, suppressing fire tactics with. Well, I mean, suppressing fire kind of works in this game, though. But yeah, there's silencers, there's automatics. I don't think you see a lot of interesting optics. The sniper scope is enormous. It's a telescope. It is about as big as the barrel of the gun itself, and that's how you can spot snipers from a distance. The game has logic. If someone's shooting at you with the shotgun, you can tell, usually, very easily from a distance by the double-barreled shotgun shape. If someone's shooting at you with a sniper rifle from a distance, you can tell very easily by how it's a different double-barreled shape. See? I'm holding it up now. There's a tube on top of a tube. You can tell at a glance. Because the scope is just so ridiculously huge. Wait, no, one of the things I learned from my Napoleon history is that snipers were around a century before this. Snipers were around in Napoleon times. What was it? Was it Admiral Horatio or Lord Nelson? One of Napoleon's biggest, worst enemies had his arm maimed for life because he got shot by a sniper in the arm. And apparently, yeah, this would have been in the 1810s. So long-range rifled guns were around, but very expensive, hard to maintain. In the battle context, not very good for 1 or 2 more shots before needing to repair or maintain or do something to them. But they existed. And apparently, the general I'm thinking of, the British guy who was one of Napoleon's rivals who got shot in the arm with the sniper, like kind of saw it coming Um, he broke some Hunt Showdown rules. I remember reading the story where he walked out into the line of sight of enemy gunfire because he thought he was out of range. But it turns out he was not out of range of one sniper guy hidden in the tree line, who I guess would have been aiming for officers and managed to get him in the arm. But the fact that there was a warning told ahead of time that the general ignored almost has me imagining some kind of Hunt Showdown dialogue going on. Like, no, Lord Horatio, don't walk past that barn. As soon as you expose a bit of your hitbox past the little line they see on their end where the barn ends and the air begins, you're gonna get blasted by some sniper you don't see. Don't do it. You won't see them. It won't feel like you're fighting back, but all you got to do is stay behind the barn, and then you're technically fighting back. He didn't slice the pie. He was not visualizing his pie slices as he was crossing gaps. Mexico. I'm out of scan range. That's good, but I don't have a very good route to do a dramatic encirclement. I've also been talking to myself this whole entire time and not really paying attention to immersive factors. We do have a Rotjaw, that's good. Ah. Was hoping Mexico might be a solo, but no, there's a teammate with him. Might be an interesting sniper perch if I was not already so exposed. I feel like I was listened to on my way in, particularly after that shadow leap. And because I hear another player moving in pace with me. Is it the bounty carriers? Oh. Avoid this commotion and add some noise. Oh, we got one behind me. Do we? Yeah, we do. Oh, now I can get to the extraction for a safe extraction camp in good time. But I want to open this gate so I can get inside the compound quickly when I need to again. Maybe I should sneak around and try and shoot people instead of go to the extraction camp. Someone stepped on a trap. Maybe I should sneak around through the gate. instead of around the gate like I was thinking of doing. Please remember, George, I'm fighting trios, not duos. Okay, I was killed by myself. Ah, fight's still active. Let me grab that and get out of here. Damn. I heard him before I saw him. Even from this distance, I could have predicted that. I'm just shooting with too much instinct, though, and not enough deliberate aim. As soon as I see someone, I go for a body shot instead of a headshot. starting to worry about him escaping. Shotguns. Tempted to get closer because of the serpent. Let me try to snipe these heavily injured shotgun players. They try to extract out in the open. Hey, I remember that armor. Let me get out of scan range. I made a scan range card with 75 meters on it. I am out of scan range. Right. Mexico again. So that's good news. That's the first team. That means that they will have hopefully spent more ammo, more health chunks, all the other stuff that I don't want to be on the receiving end when they try to extract later. Now, can they hear me sprinting from their range? I really don't think so, but it does feel like a gamble. I don't want to wait at the boat. I want to wait, like, out there. If I was extracting, I would hate to get shot from, like, out there or out here. Maybe from the house. I don't know if I could go up against a trio in the house, though. Oh, there's water devils in the way. Might be coming already. Might want to be watching the map for this last chunk of the map. Match. Aha! I spotted him. Oh. Hope I didn't spot the armored. You going the other way? I think so. Where'd my range card go? Where'd my range card go? I can't find that thing in the dark. Yeah, I'm definitely out of range. I really need to just wait here. Or get longer than 75 meter sniper kill. Capitalize on that and rush it when I get it. They're still having a fight. Can't see through the gate. Rotjaw's to my left. Oh, I spotted movement. I really don't think these bullets can penetrate. I shouldn't try. They left the compound. They were going to Fort Karmic? Why are they going this way? Boom. Are they looking for Rotjaw? Rotjaw's right here. Surely they would have heard that Rotjaw noise by now. Are they trying to lure me into shotgun range at Fort Karmic? Are they trying to extract at the other extraction? It's nice to test whether or not I have to worry about drop at that range. It turns out I do not. They're a trio. They'll just think that one of their boys did that. Let me go ahead and get started on running to the other extraction if they are deciding to go that way. Maybe they're going to Circus. Yeah, they're going to Circus. Okay, maybe I can... Oh, they're gonna go for the, Restoration. That was an Ovto or a Chaos Bomb. So there's a chance I could maybe shoot them in the back while they fight the mutant two-headed bear. Ammo is becoming a problem. Oh. Miss. Way too far. I'm guessing Chaos Bomb. Point myself at Circus. Damn, I'm out of breath again! Never mind, they're actually holding position. Ammo! My ammo is a problem. I'm gonna have to come back down. See? And jump down. Take this. Maybe I should go to Circus. I have 5 pledge marks. try crossing here. Oh, I'm gonna try crossing at the next part because I hit a branch and it made me scared. Ooh, oh. Oh, did they see that? You see that? Damn it, they saw that for sure. But I have a pretty good route to the circus now, at least. Did I lose Necromancer? I did lose my Necromancer. When did I lose my Necromancer? Did I get it back at circus? The 17 minutes left. I'm wondering what their plan is. Are they trying to play the timer like I might? Come on, man. They're totally going for the circus, and I am going to try to be ready for it. And we're going to have 15 minutes to fight over the circus. Wait, why don't I take this axe and go get that Rotjaw? Yes, I bet they'll be real pissy. I have 3.5 minutes of stamina. That might be enough time to do what I need to do. They're gonna go real slow and they're gonna be real scared of a sniper. And then they're gonna feel real stupid for realizing that there's a whole second bounty they could have gone after instead of the circus business. And the second bounty that they're going after is right next door to the extraction that I'll take out of here. It sure sucks that I won't have a nice PvP fight though, but I got a lot of good kills in the fight that they were having at Wolf's Head Arsenal. Okay, so hit those. Oh, hit them now, hit them now. They're fighting the bear, the mutant two-headed bear. With shotguns. Oh god, I hear it. I hear it. That was the idea. I've been so invested in this whole time. All because they're running shotguns instead of something more long range, and I'm the long range boy this time. I hope I can kill Rotjaw fast enough though. Sometimes it's a pain. But the stamina and the regen are what make the difference. Alright. Twitch chat while I auto walk. King Crimson is after George. Oh no! Looked like you canceled it a tiny moment too soon. Automatic weapons in 1890s. Dishonorable kills. Kills that came from murderous intent, not self-defense. We need to bring back the Wild West stigma of shooting people in the back. That's what the pretty guy is. You guys want to know how to beat Rotjaw really fast all by yourself? Watch and learn. It's the stamina shot. It's all in the stamina shot. Boom. Icon white, icon white. Player used chariot. Interesting play. I do have a stamina shot though, but I see they are close to both. I do feel much better equipped though with my 10 hands, my 3 minutes of stamina. So now my next best bet is going to be juking them out. The fanning I have, the packs, is going to be useful. I'm hoping they didn't all buy a full restore though, because I already chipped away at this team before. Could also be out of nades and stuff. Boom, shotgun. Let me try going back to mall again. Try and extract there. I might just try to extract in the middle. I heard a meathead I can farm. Classic Gamer 101 was asking if it's possible to farm XP, and the bigger the monster, the more XP you get, and it is worth it. Yeah, they don't want to fight me. Like, maybe, I know, if I can have fun. I could be running and doing this. I want that sledgehammer for the music, though. Where'd the sledgehammer go? Oh, did my sledgehammer get deleted from the universe? Ah, here it is. Mr. Bunnyhop, I am a great fan. I can send you my baby by FedEx. I would like you to autograph his forehead. Okay, Growl Belisarius. Maybe we should, like, do an eBay auction over it? I wonder why my brain picked that word just now. Are they coming close? Because they did not immediately extract. They started taking sniper fire from me, and now they're changing their mind about extraction. I'm not taking their bait. I know that's not a fight. There's only... yeah, they're gone. Alright, so the trick with this meathead here is going to be to throw as many knives into his booty as possible. Maybe his guts, if I can get a good angle at him. And now you hold down the E button and ready up a charge, and then do a massive strike for critical damage. Yeah. Wait, that's right. I should also go to church. And I'm... no, that's not right. I shouldn't go to church. I should go to circus. Because I have circus money to spend. Ah. So, Growl Belisarius, you were speaking of topics that are just of the zeitgeist at the moment. Send me a direct message through Patreon. Yeah, that's how we can do it. And I'll hook you up with your requested arrangements. I can't say I've ever autographed a baby before, but times are desperate. And you know, I'm all about giving people memories to cherish and remember forever. So, when you have a lot of pledge marks at the end of a match, you spend them on long-term investments. When you have a lot of pledge marks at the beginning of a match, you spend them on short-term investments. And the dark site is a short-term. The EXP and the cash and the perks are long-term. Oh, where'd my sledgehammer go? Wanted it for the strength test. They rate you based on how heavy. They don't rank you based on, like, how strong of an attack you hit the point with. They rate you based on how heavy the object you're striking it would be. So even though the Pax Claw has a huge knife at the end, and if you were a normal, everyday, average person, you sure would hate to get hit by the knife at the end worse than you would hate to get hit by the gun butt. Neither are great, but one of them will kill you and the other one will will just like leave us sore for a couple weeks. So, but though because the non-bladed weapon is lighter, it's gonna score for less points at the carnival. I want to spend one more point and then extract it Maw battery. I don't think I took a look at the upgrade envelope inside. Oh yeah, you also want to leave one pledge mark for the next round to buy... Oh, it's 4 shots. That's the short-term investment, not the long-term. You also want to leave one pledge mark on your inventory for the next match. If there's nothing else to buy, I'll spend it at the fortune teller. Wasn't there a challenge for that? Oh, so challenging. Interact with the fortune teller 10 times. I got Berserker. Oh, that's a good one. That's a nice long-term investment. That was a pledge mark well spent. Okay, let's see if I can walk in a straight line with the lantern on in the middle of the dark. Get that scan just to be safe. With my eyes on Twitch chat instead of on the road. Just kidding. I do enjoy your reviews though. Oh, Grabellosaurus, you bastard. You had me. I was gonna set up an eBay account for us to have a baby auction with. It did not sound as funny out loud as it did in my head. Woo. What other Twitch chat threads do we got? Penta Penguin says, "See you later, fuckos." That's something I like to say a lot in this game. I want to know, would Twitch chat consider this round a victory or a defeat? We did circle around a bunch of trios having a fight and shot some of them when they weren't looking at us. We didn't even shoot them in the back. We shot them in the face, in the head, front facing. They should have heard me before they saw... They didn't even see me, but they should have heard me. And it was fun. A lot of good sneaking, a lot of good stealth, some good snipes. But then there's kind of downtime in the second half. At some point, I lost my serpent, and I kind of even forgot when it happened. I mean, I lost my necromancer, not my serpent. I'm so very sorry. Boom. Boom. How did they find you? How did they know exactly where to run? Maybe they don't know exactly where to run. I want it to die before the mission timer fails. There we go. Good. Boom. 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 I never did play Sniper Elite. Also fun. Nice Dark Souls invasion mechanic. I didn't know you could Dark Souls invade people in Sniper Elite. That's awesome. That's way more interesting. Oh. My webcam feed dead? Yeah, my webcam just turned off suddenly. Hello, we're back. No idea what happened there. 3 kills on 2 teams. 14-11. Ooh. Oh, I blasted Mexico at some point. El Terrible. Mexico with El Terrible. There was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That was a full match. 2 trios, a couple duos, and a couple solos. So I was circling around the 2 trios. It sounds like all the other players fed themselves into the gears of whatever machine. Me and the last team were rotating around. Like gears. You can visualize gears. Look at how many points they got. That guy just upgraded. Yeah, when you play against trios, the amount of stuff you get is insane. I got 3 hunters here ready for retirement. Maybe I should retire them live on stream. There's some very strange banging going on in the ceiling. By the way, it's 11:22 p.m. on January 30th. I guess I should play Bounty Clash. All right, we're gonna retire this guy and hire a fresh new sniper bastard hunter. Who has a kind of good ghillie effect going on? Luna Wolf looks pretty bushy. Steel-Eyed looks nice and bushy. Devil's Advocate is who I was just... Headsman, yeah! This guy used to be a piece of shit. Where's that silent sniper bastard loadout? Here we go. Not to forget my perks. I'm gonna play a round of Bounty Clash. And then I'm gonna call the stream for the night. I lost track of time. I was having a lot of fun. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Yeah, the chain of fools. You create a chain of fools. You like circle around 2 or more teams of players who are going to be more interested in fighting each other instead of fighting you, and that makes them foolish. You shoot them in the back when they're distracted. It's great. I love this shit. Okay. Hello. I want a Hunt Showdown campaign so bad. Oh, I don't know if I'm feeling that one. It could be like Lovecraftian Call of Juarez if it's a bit linear, or Shadow over Innsmouth if it's Red Dead Redemption. I just, I've gotten so much value out of this, though. If it was a single-player campaign, I feel like I'd play it once and forget it. The other thing is that this kind of combat, I just don't think it translates well to an AI. It's about fooling other players into thinking it's okay to walk around in the open, make themselves vulnerable. And I would like to play more action games where you do pie slicing logic. Tactical action games where you have to think in a geometric way that has you visualizing red and blue triangles stretching out of windows and stuff. And have like tactical puzzle games where you just straight up die if you walk into the line of sight and got to figure out how to take a long patient route around it. But for like 12 to 18 hours against repetitive, predictable enemies who are not going to be very interesting to fight against because they're robots instead of people, I don't know if it would work. You know, in Call of Duty games, when you go too deep into enemy territory and get cut down by machine gunners you can't see, it's because you're in an out-of-bounds area. It's kind of frustrating and shitty. It doesn't feel good. But for some reason in Hunt Showdown, it feels good. It feels good to get gunned down by an enemy you didn't expect to see because you cursed your own self for walking too far into their sight lines. There are a number of dastardly spots like that one I just pinged, but I don't know if we have time in Bounty Clash mode here. Bounty Clash mode is for very quickly dropping you into some PvP action. It's great, but I do like taking things slow. What can I say? I'm a Metal Gear Solid 3 fan. Yeah, okay, even if it was single player, I bet that the multiplayer experience would still feel more like a better Metal Gear Solid 3 multiplayer than the real Metal Gear Solid 3 multiplayer modes have ever been. Oh my god, I should not squander whatever's going on here. Hunt Showdown God has given me a beautiful opportunity here. Damn! I squandered it before I even stopped talking about squandering it. Yes, there we go. Don't squander this, George. Yes! Didn't squander it. I don't like that red barrel. Bad frame drops. They won't see me if I try to get away like this. Try to use the sniper tower for a... They're not done with their fight. Come on, give me some more. It's also very important that you open the hatch in a moment of commotion where they won't hear it. Like maybe then. Cool. Strategy is. Now I should keep the hatch open after making my escape. So I can fool them into thinking I'm still in there. Things rarely work. When you do get them to work, though, it's glorious. Way too obvious. Do it. But a distraction. That was not a distracting distraction. Shotgun, crown, and king. So there can be something gain if they're aiming at the tower. Yeah! Fuck yeah! Instead of my new position. As demonstrated just then. If I was in the tower, that would not have happened. I should be going quieter. But never repeak the same point twice. Tempting as it would be to hold that point. At this distance, I still think I have more to gain by circling, rushing, and that kill. There's no distractions, right? Not enough distractions. Russian. Confident. I could probably use this to fishing with. I don't think they're having a fight anymore. Might be bait. Man, I don't know. They just triggered a trap. If I want to guard the extract, I should probably cross the water. Moving through the crack and some Winfield I'm here. Got 5 minutes. I should cross the water. Why? Picking. Not crossing the water. And if I were them, I'd be going. What was that? Yeah, I wanted to kill the winner. If anyone does or doesn't go for this guy in the next 30 seconds, determine what I do with the rest of my life here, because we only got 420. Bomb pumper? which one they're going for. Got a minute. Oh. Wonder if they ever hit that trap I put down in that shack. Comes the flanker.
Bye, loser!
One. No, 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 no! I wonder how deliberate they timed that up. I wonder how possible it would have been for me to also dodge that last shot. Oof. Ha ha! 5 kills. I can't say I didn't have fun on my way out, though. God damn, that silent sniper rifle versus trio stuff is a blast. 8-11, 12-16. Oh my god, one less than 3 minutes into the match. I gotta learn how not to miss the shots, though. That seems important. But yeah, I also have to catch up on Twitch chat after all that Hunt Showdown gaming, and I see this thing here where Hannibal Montana said, the thing about Epstein is all these rich people talk about him as some suave genius, but in reality he was like an overgrown psychotic 15-year-old. What I think is one of the funniest revelations we've gotten from these things is how bad rich people are at writing and grammar, and that this justifies the massive amounts of resources and infrastructure put into getting a computer to write extremely generic, basic ad copy, instead of the rich people doing it themselves, because evidently they are utterly incapable. I think when you get past some kind of certain income level where you don't really have to worry about solving problems, it to use the metaphor of muscles atrophying, I think it atrophying. How do you say it? You don't use the muscles, they grow weak. I feel like something might be happening to the mind if you get past a certain income level where you don't have to think about problems, you don't have to solve problems, you don't have to use your brain to solve the problems you deal with in your life like normal people do. And then eventually at some point you're just not even able to spell or write emails anymore, and the more elegant, clean solution would be to invent a giant global warming computer machine, wouldn't it? You look like Mike Stakloska on the fundraiser drawing. Okay, hang on, Growl Belisarius. We're gonna Google image search this. Mike Stokloska on the fundraising drawing. So wait, are you talking about where Mr. Plinkett has the paper plate of pizza rolls all over his filthy white undershirt? Oh, come on. I've got I wonder if I've got more hair. I'm also at least not wearing sunglasses inside at night. The eldritch horrors of Hunt Showdown are not nearly as terrifying as some of the claims made about Trump. Yeah, I just don't know if anyone's gonna really be taking them that seriously unless there's something behind the claims. I mean, okay, so I need to like clarify that previous statement I just said because given what we do know that does have stuff behind it, there is some utterly terrifying things. But okay, the infanticide in particular, that is like ramping things up to an even another level of 11 that I would be worried if that one might be bullshit. I would be a little worried that that one sounds so ridiculous, so very past the point of other problems that are even easy to think about with your head quietly that you don't even say out loud. That it's an extraordinary claim that would require extraordinary evidence. There we go. I think that's a way to elegantly explain my apprehension about taking some of these the claims of infanticide at least more seriously. But that happened during the last Epstein drop. What was it during this Epstein that has the readers so horrified? Lord Nelson is the Navy guy. So wait, which one was Horatio? There was Admiral Horatio and then Lord Nelson. But wait, if Admiral's the Navy guy, Duke of Wellington was the Army guy. He was Napoleon's right. Fresher. This tension is basically why I've only ever completed one round of this game. Super cool stuff happening, but it's just so stressful. So I'm guessing that that was said while I was circling around two teams and utterly completely engrossed in the action and not thinking about anything else. Between the Moist Nugget, the Mauser, and the Cult Single Action Army, you really could roleplay out a lot as a character from a loadout as a character from MGS3. George truly is Pistol Bobcat, Rifle Raccoon, Avtomat Alligator, Sniper Snake. God, it's such a good game. Hand crossbow for the fear, and if I remember correctly, isn't there some sort of beehive you can throw? Yes, there is. We could do Metal Gear Solid 3 boss style. Yeah, no, there is a lot of Metal Gear Solid 3 inspiration behind Hunt Showdown that not enough people talk about, but maybe one way to get this conversation going now that it's been 7 years is I could make some loadouts customized like the Cobras. George is like a one-man Sunday school program. I should go to church. No, I should go to the circus. Also, I found a screw on the ground for some reason. Um, that's never a good sign when you find a screw, a mystery screw on the ground underneath your computer desk. I gotta find out where that thing should be because it definitely shouldn't be in the carpet. Any round you survive. I love how there's these two chat messages back to back. Any round you survive is a victory, followed by you blew yourself up. Embarrassing defeat. Even if you survive. Oh, user is. No, wait. You just talked about how being a sniper in real life is just sitting in one spot motionless instead of constantly fidgeting around for and shooting and scooting and rotating around for good angles. And then user is says, and worst of all, having to do math and physics calculations. But wait, no, they carry around a little card that that has the math and physics on it so that they know which part of the crosshair to aim at the target. So I made a little rangefinder card for Hunt Showdown. I've been doing this stuff for years. I have little post-it notes with reminders. So you take a post-it note and put a little notch on the map that lines up with 75 meters according to the interactive Hunt Showdown maps, where you can use a ruler tool to actually get the exact ranges. And then you'll know exactly when you are and aren't in scan range and can sneak around people with confidence. It's great. Was that someone you killed earlier in voice chat? They were just watching you the whole time. Wait, what? Was that someone you killed earlier in voice chat? They were just watching you the whole time. I think it was one of the guys shooting George from Extraction being a jackass. Is that someone you killed earlier in voice chat? I did hear a little bit of voice chat. You can send voice messages to your enemies in this game, and I think I heard it used maybe one or twice this whole time, and they didn't say anything interesting, if I remember. Wait, what? I'm sorry, I just saw a new message from Kwai Havos that I don't even want to say out loud. Horrifying to think that he was a gamer and that he was among us. I don't know if Epstein... Okay, if Epstein getting banned from Xbox Live would mean that he is a gamer among us. Because he did not get banned for shit talking. He didn't really get banned for participating. He got banned for being on the sex offender registry in New York, which means that he might have an Xbox Live subscription that he forgot about, that he wasn't paying for, or maybe someone else in one of his houses was using. I don't think I've read a lot of convincing evidence that Jeffrey Epstein enjoyed a nice relaxing round of video games in his free time as his hobby. Does Hunt Showdown have mushrooms that recharge your batteries? I don't think Hunt Showdown has batteries. It does have stamina, but does it have mushrooms? Hunt Showdown does not have eating, unfortunately. There are some elements of the Metal Gear Solid 3 tool set that are not at play. Eating is one of the few. Usually snipers still have to write down their calculations and wind patterns while waiting. It's honestly interesting. Well, they probably use a card. I bet they use a card. Also, I am now caught up with Twitch chat all the way. That was the most recent message. Thank you all so much for joining. Thanks for hanging out. That I thought I might be able to play a bit of UFO 50 in that one. But time flies when you're having fun, and I was having a lot of fun. And I started the Twitch chat. I started the Twitch stream an hour later because of some chores blowing over, one of which was a ridiculously good dinner. I also have 6 more of those hamburgers. No, I don't. I have 3 more. I made 4 of those giant hamburgers, but I split them up in half to make it feel like I made more than I did, but really I made 4 giant hamburgers. I split them all into mini pieces, and I split them all into halves, and I ate 2 of them tonight. So I have 3 more. And these are the kinds of physics calculations that you do when you're a Hunt Showdown sniper. Wait, Chris Poole, the founder of 4chan, had met up with the bad man, and that the bad man really liked him. Oh, what is the bad man? Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down at this point? Founder of Chris Poole. Okay, now I gotta Google Chris Poole and see why Chris Poole is in the news. Not seeing it. I Google searched for Chris Poole 4chan, and I'm not seeing anything from today. Let's filter to past 24 hours. Again, we're not getting anything. How are you guys finding this stuff? Where are you reading this stuff? Are you actually reading misinformation? Yeah, this I'm not. I skimmed the news earlier today and didn't see a lot of this stuff. Epstein is the bad man. Okay, that's weird. So Chris Poole Epstein. Is this gonna come up in any Google searches? We got a tweet. Yeah, overload internet. Epstein had a meeting with. Okay, so yeah, the news. I haven't seen this in any news articles. The the news is not going to consider a lot of this stuff newsworthy, and it's going to feel like a conspiracy, I am sure, to a lot of people on the receiving end. But let's see what happened here. It looks like, according to the Twitter account for Jacob Shamsian, legal correspondent at Business Insider, author of Zero. Okay, so a legal journalist for Business Insider was reading through the files and found something about Chris Poole, if this source is true. And tweeted something last October. Oh, this is from one of the last dumps from last October. Oh God, this wasn't even today's news. It looks like Jeffrey Epstein had a meeting with Chris Poole, the inventor of 4chan. It appears that docs released that Jeffrey Epstein had a tentative meeting set with Matt Minchell, who was one of the top federal prosecutors who gave Epstein. Wait, what? Poole later got a weirdly undefined job at Google. Okay, I see. So November 3rd, Thursday, 2011, there was a tentative appointment with Chris Poole scheduled on some kind of scheduled document. It doesn't say confirmed, and it looks like that's all there is, and that's why this stuff does not show up in the news. Why it was hard to Google, and why the one source that comes up is this, the Twitter post by a real journalist, albeit not really what I would consider a real piece. Um. Anyways, yeah, I don't I don't know how relevant this stuff is, and I don't know how just apparently ultimately accountable any of the stuff came out last October did. Whatever came out today is going to be weird to sort through, but just know that it will take more than this to actually fix the problem at the end of the day. Anyways, um thanks 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 for all the fish. Thanks for your kind and generous donations. Thanks. Thanks. I don't even know what to say. Like how